want to start this video off by saying this is all my opinion, and if you don't like it, this is not your video to watch. But if you want to leave a comment, whether it's a hate or like comment, either way, it's help. So do that if you wish. As a freshman in high school, I really listened to Lil Uzi Vert a lot. I just really liked his vibe, and I seem to always be listening to him in the hallways. So when I got into him, I started listening to his projects. And his first one that was out in 2015, besides the Lil Uzi tape, which was really forgettable, but we're not going to talk about that. Love Is Rage with bangers, just straight bangers like Safe House, 7 a.m., Top, All My Chains, Enemies, and Paradise. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I listened to it a lot because Love Is Rage was one of my first albums that I really enjoyed besides Carter 3 from Lil Wayne. With the release of that project, it had me anticipating Luv Vs The World that came out in 2016, which I had written a list of all the songs I like, but then I realized as I went through the songs, I just like every single song. So all the songs on Luv Vs The World is freaking amazing. The Perfect Love tape was also released in 2016 with hits like Do What I Want, Sidelight Watching, Alpha Romeo, Erase Your Social, Rhonda, and 7 Million. And those tracks that came out in 2016 with like Luv Vs The World and Perfect Love, they kind of set my high school. You know, they made me really just like, I just all listened to when I'd walk through the halls. And then with what some people would consider prime Uzi, Luv Is Rage 2 was released in 2017 with straight fucking bangers. This whole project was crazy with Sauce It Up, Feeling Mutual, EXO Tour, Dark Queen, Malfunction, Loaded, one of the premium tracks, 20 Minutes, No Sleep Leak, Neon Guts, and The Way Life Goes, which also had a feature with Nicki Minaj, which she did really well on. So Luv Is Rage 2 was released in 2017, so you know that I was really anticipating his next project, which wasn't unfortunately released until 2020. So that whole time I was waiting for it, I was really anticipating it. It was constant snippets that were being released that I would listen to on repeat, and it would be just the same chorus because I liked the beat so damn much. And it had me feeling just really excited for Uzi to drop again. We had so many issues with his label, and he just didn't drop for that long. And when he finally did, boy, was I in for a fucking treat. So he finally released EA in March of 2020 after waiting from 2017. So I'm going to be reviewing EA and Lil Uzi Vs The World 2 in this video, and it's going to be a long one because I have a lot to say about both of these projects. You know, 32 songs gives you a lot to talk about. One thing I need to mention before I actually get into this review is that he has 3 aliases that he goes by. One is Baby Pluto, one is Renji, and one is Uzi. And he begins the song with the title Baby Pluto. He begins the album with the song titled Baby Pluto, which also meaning he starts the album, like the first couple songs, under the alias as Baby Pluto. So as I said before, the first song is titled Baby Pluto. It has an intro that has like this really long build-up. It's about 1 minute and 6 seconds. It's something that's really refreshing because it sounds, really upbeat. And as soon as it drops, it's almost like a whole, you wait 1 minute and 6 seconds for it to drop. And it almost gives me the same feeling as me waiting for this whole album to drop, I get that same feeling like, waiting for this whole beat to drop. It was like me just like waiting for this album to give me everything I waited for, because the first thing I heard when this whole album was released was Baby Pluto. And so, me being so like worked up and ready for it, that 1 minute and 6 seconds was really long at first, and it ended up leading to a really good song. You'll hear me say that I like the beat a lot when I review EA and Luv Vs The World 2. It's mainly because I am fully aware that Uzi is not a real like bar rapper. He doesn't drop heavy bars with like meanings behind them and things you're supposed to learn or things you're supposed to take from. It's just turn up music that sometimes gives you emotions, but most of the time it's just melodic and turn up, and his voice is its own instrument. So you're gonna hear me say that I like the beat a lot, and I just want you to understand why. The second track is titled Low Main. It's another, it's one of the first really melodic tracks on this whole album. It has this high-pitched sound that rides the beat, and I like it a lot. Also, Uzi's flow here is pretty good. He delivers really well on this track. It's a pretty good follow-up to Baby Pluto, although Baby Pluto does outshine this song. So there's a few songs on EA and Luv Vs The World 2 that have so many noises that ride the beat that to me make it so like so difficult to listen to, and it's just really sucks. Like Strawberry Peels is one we'll talk about later, but it's just so noisy. It's just, and this is one of them. A freaking Silly Watch I want to like really bad. His delivery, like his flow is weird. He's like just like slow with it, and I just don't like the beat, and his flow again is just bad. The next song is not anything good at all. Also, it's titled Pop, and it has this opening that's really spacey sounding, and he begins with the chorus, I believe, and it's just really messy, and the first verse has a really awkward delivery, and it's just, the whole song just makes me uncomfortable. I really don't appreciate it. The next song is You Better Move, and it kind of, is a higher point out of the last few songs. It has this alarm that kind of sounds like The Purge is starting. It's around, like, it kind of follows the song the whole time, but the song beat hits really hard, so if you have one of those bass type, speakers, it's gonna hit, and I like it a lot. It's a little bit better than everything that's been playing, so it was more uplifting when I was first listening to this whole track. Homecoming is the song that follows You Better Move, and I gotta say, this song's beat is good. He jumps straight into it. The flow is great. The delivery is good. It's, it rides the whole time, like it's perfect delivery. The chorus comes around every time. It's pretty perfect, and I just like it a lot. It's a pretty good song. Another high point. And I believe after this song, he starts going under the alias known as Renji. So next couple songs will be under Renji. So the first song that we hear under the alias known as Renji is titled I'm Sorry, and it's very melodic, and even though he's very apologetic the whole song, he manages to keep this like uplifting tone, and even though the whole title and the lyrics are pretty like upsetting or disappointing or again apologetic, it kind of is an uplifting beat that doesn't fit too much. But I mean, I don't skip the song when it comes on. It's not bad. It's one of those, oh, it's on, okay, let's keep it on, let's ride the wave. This next song is titled Celebration Station, and it's another melodic song. It has the same producer as the song I'm Sorry, so they're both pretty melodic. And this song is also, pretty fun. I love how there's a build up to the chorus every time it comes around. It's another one of my favorites on this track, on this whole album, I should say. The next song is titled Bigger Than Life, and the beat is a very jumpy beat. There's like this little drum string every now and then I really like, and the flow makes me want to learn it because it's that catchy. I love that the beat drops every time the chorus comes back around, and again, it's another one of my favorites. I have to say, like, it's really good. It's another highlight of the whole album. Next song is titled Chrome Heart Tags, produced by Chief Keef. This beat is actually pretty good. I feel like Chief Keef should make more songs for Uzi to jump on, and the whole, like, there's this part in the song where he's like, skip it to 1, skip to 8, and skip to 10, skip to 9, so I'm not fucked. I don't know, he just does this whole beat, this whole like number flow. Don't like it. It sounds awkward. It's out of place. It should be removed from the song, but whatever, it's okay. Chief Keef did pretty good, and the song's alright, but again, it just has its flaws. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is there's a lot of noises that Chief Keef used in the bass line of the beat. That's another comment I've said about songs before. It's just he could have used less of it, and it would have been, just a little bit more refined, but it's a good beat. Next song is titled Bust Me. I like it. Don't have much to say about it, except it's kind of forgettable, and Uzi's voice kind of shines on it, but that's about it. Yeah, so as I was saying, wait. Do you hear that? Is that God? Is that Jesus? You guys hear that?
Yes.
Oh my god, holy fucking shit, this is the land, what the fuck?
You is a lie, you is not come from these sides, you cannot come to this side, yeah. Gangsta but my jeans too tight, yeah.
That opening, oh my god, was heavenly. That drop, it made me want to just jump. Prices is the title of this song, and it is, like, no doubt, probably one of my favorites on this whole track. It made me just jump with joy. It was so freaking fun. The beat hits so hard. Uzi's delivery is great. It sounds so spacious. It fits the vibe of the whole album. I gotta say, it's great. The next song is so out of place. It's titled Urgency featuring Sid, and it's this like childish Gambino slowish vibe that I just don't like. Like we went from
You is a lie, you is not come from these sides.
to this shit. When you're as hyped as I was after that track Prices, and then something like Urgency plays, it is the biggest mood like ruiner ever. It's the wrong tone, it's the wrong place at the wrong time. It just fucks the vibe. Bad song, bad place. It's just not for me. I don't know why they put it here. It just kind of fucked the whole tone for the end of the album. And then the next song, Venetia, is another really catchy, high energy, just bumpy song. It's freaking so weird that Urgency was placed in between these two songs, Prices and Venetia, because they're both upbeat. And the one in between the two is the most out of place thing that this whole album has done. The next song is Secure the Bag, and it's another one of those misplaced ones. It's not as weird as Urgency, but it's still, slow pace compared to the last one. While following that is part 2 to Exor Tour Life. It is more of a highlight to that because it has a good change, from Secure the Bag, because Secure the Bag was pretty forgettable, but it is similar to its first part while also changing. And the ways that it's similar is the flow, but the beat is more upbeat and the lyrics aren't as depressing. And the first one, he has a bar that is, I'm committed, not addicted, but it takes control of me. And he's talking about how all his friends are dead. And the first one just has this dark tone, while the second one takes this more upbeat tone, and it's a better, it's like the opposite of the first one by, being more positive, and it's a good part 2. Then it's Futsal Shuffle. Now this song was released before EA was. It was one of the singles to market the whole project, and this was released on Instagram, TikTok, Triller, anything he could use to market it, and it was everywhere for a long time. It's a good song, very upbeat. Like the whole electronic sound to it is really good. Every time the chorus drops, a freaking bob to it. Another song that follows it is That Way, and That Way is another slow song. It came before EA. It's slower than Futsal Shuffle was. It was kind of weird that this is his second song that he used to market the whole album, but it's a good song. It's a nice finish, and EA left me pretty happy as a fan of Uzi, but I'm not gonna say it left me satisfied, because at this point there's about 4 or 5 snippets that were out that I were not at all on this whole album, and there was also features that we didn't see, like Future. We didn't see many Young Thug features, and on this album in particular, and also Nav. We didn't see Nav, just features, or Playboy Cardi. We just didn't see features that we expected from Uzi. And then a week later, he drops Luv Vs The Rage 2, and oh my god, was I in for a fucking treat. The first song on Luv Vs The World 2 was Myron, and this song, before the whole project released, I knew as Like Me, and I repeated the chorus from a snippet that I found over and over in a playlist that I had, and it was everything that I was waiting for. It hit so hard. It made me smile so big when I finally heard a snippet that I was waiting for from Uzi. The second song is titled Lotus, and even though it's not a bad song, I don't like the pacing of it, and Uzi just doesn't really do it for me on this track. It's a pretty forgettable track. Moving on to the next one, titled Bean, featuring Chief Keef. Now this song was also good. Uzi and Chief Keef collab pretty well. He has a really good way of writing this beat. Chief Keef does, at least. And the only thing I have to say is at the end, Chief Keef makes these weird noises at the very outro of the song that if they were cut, it would have been less awkward to leave that song on like that. The song following that is another feature song with 21 Savage titled Yes Sirski. The repeating melody that is the whole, it follows the bass line of this track. It changes. It goes like doom 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 doom, and I know that isn't a really good example, but it changes pitch as it repeats itself, and it's really good. I like it a lot. 21 Savage shines on this project, and Uzi does really well at making sure he's not outdone by 21 Savage on this freaking song. It's amazing. The next song is titled "What's Up." It's a more slow-paced song. It's featured. Your Future is featured on the song, and Future just doesn't really do it for me. Uzi does really well at making this whole beat, do good, while on its own it's not good at all. I don't know how, but Uzi's vocals revive the beat, but Future doesn't do well for me on this track, and that's about it I have to say. Oh my god, the next song is titled Strawberry Peels featuring Young Thug and Gunna, and I gotta say this song, I'm sorry, was really fucking bad. Young Thug and Gunna sound horrible on this track. The beat is so noisy and all over the place, it's so hard to follow, and it just makes me want to rip my headphones out of my ears. It's just really scratchy and bad, and I don't like the electronic sounds that Young Thug attempts to sound good, and it's just not good at all. The next song is titled I Can Show You, and it's a filler, I would say the least. It's kind of average. It's pretty normal for Uzi, pretty trap beat with this nice opening. It's simple. It's not something I necessarily skip. But if someone was like, yo, do you want me to skip it? I would say, sure, why not? But if I had to, look down on my phone and skip it because I'm that lazy, I wouldn't. So, yeah. The next song is titled Moon Relay. Now, this was another snippet that I had on repeat in a playlist. I listened to the song a lot. I just really, really liked the vocals on it, and Uzi does really well. The beat is really spacey. It kind of fits the vibe of EA, which, a lot of the songs on Luv Vs The World 2 kind of fit the vibe of EA, but it's okay, whatever. I don't know, it's weird, but, anyways, the song's good. It's one of my favorites on this track, but following that is titled Come This Way, another snippet that I had on repeat in a playlist. It was everything I waited for. It has this electronic opening that makes me pretty hyped for it, and the whole chorus, the lyrics is pretty catching. He goes, well, took a girl, now you can't find her. Now she in my kitchen, and he just keeps it going, and it's pretty catchy to me. Trap This Way is another out of place slow song that I don't feel like should have been put on this whole album. It's alright, another kind of filler, I would say also, and it's just like, for me, like, to me it's an excuse to not have another turn up song on this, and I don't really like it. The next song is titled No Auto, and I gotta say, this one shined more than I expected it to. It's featured Lil Durk, and he, it sounds more rappy and street and grimy, and he has this real like rappy way of delivering his verse. I don't know how to explain it, but it's real aggressive, and I like it. And even though it's more street sounding than most of Uzi's stuff, like he comes out with now, it kind of goes back to his core with like things like Safe House and his old stuff that sounded more street. I guess you could say influenced, and I like it a lot. Okay, I have a lot to say about this next song. It's titled Money Spread, and now the beat is amazing. I like it a lot, but the feature, Young Nudie, is so bad on this song. His verse is so horribly delivered. He rhymes the word nut 4 different times, and he does it in the worst, most filthiest way. So he says, and I quote, I got your bitch over here promoting my nuts. Yeah, your hoe is a slut, hit her from the back, boy in her guts. Yeah, slap it on her butt, whole lot of white stuff on her butt. I know that hoe freaky, she a nut. She sucked me up, young boy going nuts. Glock 17 holding the nuts. Did you hear me struggle to say that? Like, it was bad. It was really bad. I want my mom to see this video, but once I don't want her to hear me say that, That was such a filthy bunch of sentences that just shouldn't have been put together. The bars were so lazy. Why would he perform like that on a Uzi track? There's so many questions. Who greenlit this? Why did Uzi let this get put on his song? What the fuck is this garbage ass shit that, like, why is this even on the same track list? Okay, what the hell is Young Nudie doing? This shit is garbage. What the hell? Next song is Got the Guap featuring Young Thug, and it's alright, I guess. It's followed by the song Leaders featuring Nav, and this song is perfect for Nav, and I really like it. I feel like it fits well. Nav and Uzi collab really well in this song, and I feel like it's a nice ending to the whole project. And I gotta say, this project left me satisfied. Waiting more than a year for Uzi to drop almost like pretty much, it's like 2 and some change, honestly. And waiting that long for him to drop, maybe 1.5, honestly, I don't know, but just waiting for him to drop for that long, for him to drop 32 songs, and for them to be as good as they are, and I like the majority of them. I have to say, I give EA a good 8.5 out of 10, and I give Luv Vs The World a 9 out of 10. And the only reason I'd say I like Luv Vs The World 2 more is because I had all the snippets I was hyped for already. It had some good features. I didn't like not like the placement of the songs too much, even though it does have that. The producers on it were better, and it was just more of an Uzi sounding track compared to Uzi, doing like new things on EA, which was needed. We did need new things with the whole Renji, Uzi, and Baby Pluto. But then him going back to the 2016 vibes and Luv Vs The Rage 2 is perfect. It left me satisfied. I couldn't have been happier, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed making this video. And if you guys really enjoyed watching it, please show me some support by liking, commenting, subscribing. I live stream a lot on Twitch. Well, not a lot, but when I do, it's pretty long. My link to my Twitch will be in the description. Also, my Instagram will be in the description. And just I have more socials down there. Just go ahead and check it out. Show me some support by commenting. And I gotta say, guys, really enjoyed making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want more videos like this, let me know. This video took me a lot longer than it should have to make, but I had fun making it. I hope you guys enjoy it. I know I can't say that enough, but I'm just really satisfied with this video and the way it came out. And it's my first time I really showed my opinion on something that I love this much. And again, it's Dead Wave here. I really love you guys, and I'm out.